Oh man, that's funny. What's up, my man?
Either.
Hey.
I assume you got the emails about the speaker. Wanted just to get on for a second to make sure he can share the screen.
Yep.
Cool.
And since he's going to be sharing sound too, and maybe sounds like video, we'll see if we can't get him to optimize for video and audio or whatever it says.
Yeah, he seemed pretty tech savvy. He's done these rotaries before.
Oh, nice. It sounds like he's talking about the resiliency of power of music. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
How's your week going? All right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on the classic because I think it's going to be a full video.
Thanks.
So it should be kind of interesting.
Okay. You are pulling a lot of duties right now, my friend. I'll tell you what.
Duties
Hope
is
you're not. I just hope you're not getting burnt out.
No, I'm enjoying the video stuff.
Cool.
This is before. Well, let's see how many else is on.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Julie.
Hey, everybody.
That's not what I wanted to do. Forget it.
Okay. There we go. Hey, Bill.
Oh, and that video.
Brian, we got two of you logged in.
The other one should go away because it crashed.
Hey, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, as the case may be.
Hi, Bill.
Bill.
Wes is actually is the runner of the meeting and the president. So he'll give you access, and then you at the bottom you can share your screen and make sure you share it for video and sound.
Let's see. I have screen and application.
So are you using a Mac or a PC, Bill?
I'm using a Mac, and the presentation is in Keynote, so I think I can allow
Excellent.
that.
So you can. So if you just move your mouse around the bottom of your screen, there should be a button that says share. It's right next to mute. So we're going to hit share. And when you hit share, at the very top of the window that pops up, it's going to give you the option to either optimize for text and images or to optimize for motion and video. You can choose which one of those you intend to do, but doing so is an important part of it. And then what I would do is share your whole screen itself as opposed to just the application.
Okay. I'm in that dialogue right now, and I'm getting a allow.
Correct. You're going to want to say yes, allow, and it may take you to your privacy settings where you will select that program and allow it to view the contents of your screen. Your computer is doing a good job protecting your privacy right now.
Yeah, it is, and it's not even allowing me to allow. So
okay, what you may have to do is either put it in the bottom left-hand corner of that window. You might see a thing that looks like a padlock. If you click on that, it will allow you to update that and put in your password.
Okay, stand by.
Hi, Isabella. Hi, Mara. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining us.
You guys can refer to me as Sosie.
Okay. Hi, Sosie.
I'm going to see if switching to the desktop app makes a difference.
Oh, it absolutely will. Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hi, Daryl.
And Isabella and Sophie, just so you know, we'll go in and actually start the meeting at 12:15. But now it's just kind of time for people to come in and wait and talk a little bit and commiserate.
This is wonderful. This is actually my first Rotary Club meeting. I'm a new law clerk at Bruning and Associates. So thank you
Wonderful.
for having me.
Congratulations on the new position.
Thank you very much.
I'm really sorry you have to work with Ted. It's funnier if he was on here, but I'll just take that as
He is calling a little bit late, so he should be on a few minutes past 12.
Nice.
So,
Mary.
Wes, this is Mary. Hey, do you see Sosie is on the call? She's the one that
I
will
do.
be sharing the membership with me. And so she's my guest today, and I would like to introduce her when the time comes. I'm going to turn off my video because I'm eating lunch.
oh, come
We're
on.
very happy to have you.
I'm eating too, but
I'll be right back.
It's our shared experience together. We get to watch each other snack, just like when we're together, which I think is not going to be too far away, to be honest with you. It looks like Illinois is going to move back into eating and drinking inside as soon as tomorrow up in our areas. So we'll see what that means for our club. Looking forward to it.
I happened to be in a certain place for lunch today, and it looked like they were preparing for that.
Good to hear. Got all the underground spots.
I know what it's like to be in the 20s.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce my mom is on.
Oh, how about that?
Hi, June.
Hi.
Glad to see you.
Hi, June.
From beautiful sunny Florida.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I see the palms in the
And the
background. How about
Lanai.
that?
What's the temperature there?
It's 75.
Oh,
Partly cloudy, however.
oh, that's too bad.
Oh. And we got Roger sitting on the Game of Thrones throne. Nice.
The Iron Throne.
Mm-hmm. Shows how much I know about that show that I don't even know what it's called.
Me sitting on it means I'll probably be dead, but I like it.
How are things going on your end?
Bill here, I can't see you, but I hear you, and it's slowly getting there.
Excellent. Check and see if the window is just hidden underneath a different one or something like that.
Yeah, I've been doing that, like minimizing the browser and stuff.
You definitely shouldn't be doing this through a browser if you can help it. Doing it on the desktop app makes it run a lot smoother.
Boy, I wish I understood what that meant, Wes.
Nice to see you, Bill Kelly.
Wife prepared my lunch today. She noticed that one of the bags of salad was starting to turn brown and said that is what you're having for lunch. So
Join the club. Give it to Mikey. Mikey eats it.
yeah, exactly. Our Mikey is already back in Iowa, so I have to eat it.
Oh, wow. They going back to in person?
Yeah, they've been in person in Iowa because the pandemic didn't actually hit there, so they just been living their lives.
Oh, I just had a debate with a friend about the vaccine, and she's like, "It's 99% 99% curable COVID." I said, "Really? Tell that to the people in Los Angeles right now."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here they can't even get ambulances to pick them up there.
No, they can't. And people who unfortunately pass away, they're saying 6 months before they can have a proper burial.
How you doing, Mr. Gabe? Mr. Fabrini?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm doing well, Your Highness. I see we have a lot of guests here.
Mm-hmm, we do. How nice today, huh?
Yep. Wes, could you tell us about the guests so I can welcome them? Give them a good shot of pop and rubber stamp.
So a couple of our guests have sponsors, or should I say, what would be the word? Chaperones in our club. So I think it may be more appropriate to allow them to do such introductions. Maybe when the meeting starts, if that's all right, Bill, so we can do it just once.
Sure. I want to meet him someday.
Wes, you don't have to ask for Bill's permission. You are the president.
Thanks, Alan. Hey, Gene. Hey, Nancy.
Hey, hi.
Terry Park.
Hey, Wes, hey, everybody.
Another Florida.
Yes. So, Wes, even though Roger's sitting on that throne of power, the real power emanates from you.
That's right. It's in Wrigleyville. The real power's in Wrigleyville right now. Yep.
It always is.
Are you talking about where you work or where you live?
I work in Wrigleyville. Yep. That's where I'm at right now.
Because we know you live in Edgewater.
The fun.
Say, Roger.
Yes, sir.
Roger, you know, we've read The Wizard of Oz, seen the movie.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
So I don't see Bill Protzman on here any longer, and that's actually a good thing. I think that means he's restarting and rejoining us.
He's restarting, rejoining. I just got a text from him. He had a problem, and now he's getting it back going.
Thanks, Tom.
So if this is not too distracting, I could be making my lunch while we're doing this intro. Should I shut off the video?
No, as long as you make enough for all the guests here, Bill.
Hey, Bill, do you need any brown lettuce? I got some for you.
Red, yellow, and green peppers that I'm going to saute with the onion.
That sounds good. Well, under those circumstances, I might put you on mute at least, but I wish I could smell it.
Don't cut yourself, Bill.
Cigar, that must mean there's no clearance coming in today, yeah?
No, nothing today. Just clearance all day.
So Jane, I will send to you after the meeting all of the responses that I received. If you want to include them on the buzz.
I certainly will. Thank you, Alan.
It should be a good one this week.
Hey, Gene, is Vicky nearby in case we have a celebrity sighting?
She is within a holler.
Okay, good. I'll tell her I said hello, okay?
Do we expect any? Because I can get her closer.
Jim, aren't you celebrity enough for Vicky?
No. She wants news people, news anchors, or Jennifer Lopez, or Jennifer Lawrence, J-Lo, J-La.
Yeah.
Oh, you went way down.
Hey, Heather, thanks for joining us.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
See ya. In about 3 minutes.
Big football this weekend. I just hope it doesn't end up being a Bills Packers Super Bowl because that's going to be really hard.
That'd be fun to watch, actually. I'm coming to think of it. I'd love to watch the Bills in the Super Bowl. That team is fun to watch.
The Bills, they're a great team.
Mm-hmm.
My very first professional football game I ever went to was the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah.
And Mary Jo, you know, great fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Being from Buffalo, and all of my family and friends there are definitely pulling for the Bills. So,
So you still wanted to end on a kick.
I'd like to see it be Green Bay and the Bills. I think that'd be an awesome game.
See, and unfortunately, where I grew up, we have a professional football team.
No, you do not. That's true. Detroit Lions.
Mumford High?
Well, Detroit. I mean, they won one playoff game in 53 years. How can you call them a professional team?
They beat.
Well, the world finally figured it out. I'm rooting for Tom Brady for the first time ever, which is even more than if I had to go for the Packers.
That's weird.
Who I'm rooting for because that's a Michigan grad.
There you go.
If anybody remembers the Super Bowl of 92 and 93, it was the Bills versus the Cowboys. I grew up in Buffalo. My husband grew up in Texas. We didn't talk for days. We just didn't talk. I came home and I'm like, don't even talk to me. I said, if you ever want to be fed again, we'll never say another word about it.
Oh, my gosh. Those were the Jim Kelly Bills, weren't they?
Yes, they were. He's a good guy.
Four Super Bowl.
So, Mary Jo, you talk to your husband?
I talk to him sometimes. Sometimes.
Yeah, I'll have to tell Karen that. Break the silence.
You know, Mary Jo, my brother's in a mixed marriage also. He went to Michigan State and his wife went to Michigan.
Oh boy.
You gotta find yourself for that, Alan. That's terrible.
We think it's going to last. They've been married 53 years, so it might last.
Yeah, I don't know about me. We're going on 30 in August. I don't know what we're gonna do.
You guys are alive and much.
Yes, that's a fact.
Checking, Mary Jo, is that 30 consecutive and to the same person?
Yeah, I think so.
Congratulations to you. That's
Wait,
awesome.
do you think so? Did you have a period of time that you didn't know what you were doing? Is that
a typical lawyer question right there?
We do have 5 kids, so that was the problem. We just kind of, those years are just kind of.
Alan, with the
You
poignant
don't have to count the blurry years.
They are, definitely.
So I do see that the time is now 12:15. I'm going to go ahead and put everyone on mute for just a moment and call our meeting to order. Ring in on this very nice bottle of silver tequila that I just found in my office. It is Friday, January 22nd, 2021, the 27th meeting of our Rotary year. For all of our guests, my name is Wesley Crockett. I am the lucky president of the Rotary Club of Schaumburg-Hoffman Estates, otherwise known as the Friendly Club. I think we have a pretty cool meeting scheduled today. We have a speaker named Bill Protzman who's going to be joining us, and he's going to be talking to us about the resiliency power of music, which is something that sounds pretty cool and following in a tradition of Bob Fleischer getting us fabulous speakers for our club. So I'm really looking forward to that today. But we'll start today like we start every meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Jack Lucas, can I ask you to unmute yourself and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Don't see you unmuted yet, Jack.
There we go.
There you go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the flag.
United States.
United States of America.
And
to the republic.
To the republic for which it stands,
Right.
one nation, under God, indivisible.
Liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. And if I could ask Heather Zoller, Heather, would you mind please leading us in the four-way pack? Could you go ahead and unmute yourself? Excellent.
Yep, perfect. Four-way pack. First, I will have the courage to tell the whole truth. I will be kind in the way I tell it. I will be fair and not seek selfish advantage. I will have an open heart and an open mind.
And Jack, if you wouldn't mind doing double duty for us today and blessing us with an invocation.
Yes, if we can bow our heads. Dear God, we give thanks for this day and for the Rotarians and the guests that are with us. And we ask a blessing on the Rotarians around the world and the projects that they're involved with. Bless this meeting to our use. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that very much. Had a great meeting last week. It's going to be hard to top that one. That was a lot of fun, but I think we got some cool things planned today. And of course, a number of guests with us. And I think most of our guests today have sponsors or chaperones or whatever word I should be using for that. And I'll ask them to introduce their guests. Brian Berg, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I want to introduce my mom, June Berg.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
This is the first time my son has been my chaperone.
Hey, June, I have a question for you. Did your friends call you June Bug?
Yes, some of them did. My mother did too.
Okay, good.
All right. Mary Sproul.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My guest is not going to be a guest much longer. So we are moving to a corporate membership because just the duties of my position makes it really tough for me to be here every week. So I thought rather than backing out, we go ahead and share the responsibility. So I'd love to introduce you to Sosi Abrahamian. Her real name is Maral, but she goes by Sosi because Maral is hard to say. And you might recognize her from Shop with a Cop this year as she was dressed as an elf.
Thanks for joining us, Sosi. We really look forward to having you be a part of our club.
Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to all the great work that Rotary does. Thanks.
I also want to say thanks to Mary for realizing that she wouldn't have the ability to attend every meeting and finding another solution, a great solution to that rather than dropping out, which is what a lot of people would do. So hat tip to you. Thank you, Mary. We appreciate it. I am looking around for another guest. I saw Jack. Did you put your hand up? No. Okay.
I have one, Wes.
Yeah, Ted has guest there.
Go ahead, Ted.
Joining us today is Isabella Romano, a law clerk that we've hired at our firm. So she would just bring her to Rotary to show her what it's about.
Nice. Hope we don't scare you away.
Welcome, Isabella.
Her or Ted?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. I'm excited to be here.
I also see Malikia as well. Malikia Courtney, welcome to our meeting today, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for the welcome. I enjoyed you guys' pre-game conversation. I'm here. I represent several interests. One is Emmanuel Life of Hope International Ministries, and the other is the Power Team, headed by Bill Walsh, who is one of the world's top 30 business coaches. So I'm here to see how I can serve your community.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being here. And I also see Elka here. Oh, looks like you're muted. You unmuted yourself for just a second.
Well, I didn't know Elka was on there. I didn't see her. So I guess she would be my friend and partner in crime, Elka Friedman from the Northbrook Rotary Club. Welcome.
Thanks for joining us, Elka. Man, how lucky are we today? Lots of fun, lots of fun. So we'll start getting into the meeting the way that we normally do, with some good news this week. And I found a couple of good news stories to share with you guys that I think were pretty fun. First one is about a high school in Texas that opened up a grocery store staffed only by students, and they don't take cash. They take good deeds. You can go around the school, clean up some things, and earn points towards being able to go feed your family. So it's an economically depressed area of Texas, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea to teach these kids life skills and staff it with students to teach them business. I thought that was pretty cool as well. The second one this week that I thought was really cool, a Stevenson High School alumnus. I just think it's cool that there's some Chicago area connection to the new administration. So Stevenson High School and U of I alumni, Matt Hill joins the Biden administration. Just nice seeing some representation from around here in administration. And last but not least, I thought this one was pretty cool. No matter your political persuasion, this picture was really powerful. Someone posted this and said that my friend has a daycare, and this was the photo of Kamala Harris being sworn in, and the four girls just glued to the screen and watching, a female be sworn in as vice president. I thought that was something, a pretty incredible and poignant image. All these girls seeing something to strive to. And I thought that was pretty cool and worthy of sharing with this club this week. And it put me in a good mood. And maybe it did for you too. Enough to maybe give some happy dollars about anything that happened to you in this past week. Does anyone have any happy dollars they want to give and talk about today? Wave at me furiously if you do. Pat Groenwald. I see Pat, and then my dad, and then Jean. Pat, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I have 5 happy dollars to celebrate having reached the level of 30 of the 31 mentors we need for ACE 2.
Nice. Congratulations, Pat. That's got to be a huge weight.
No, at least one of them has said they could do 2. So I think, unless there's somebody else here who wants to volunteer, I think we've got it nailed.
Nice. Congrats, Pat. That's wonderful. And thank you to everyone who joined.
5 different clubs around the district.
That's tremendous. Awesome. Let's go to Jean Schlinkman, and then my dad, and then Daryl Moon, I saw you, and then Bill Kelly.
I was very moved by the national anthem sung by Lady Gaga during the inauguration. Happy about that. And also happy dollars for Bob Fleischer. He is doing just a wonderful job, knocking it out of the park with all of our guest doctors.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you, Bob. Go ahead, Dad.
I've got $5 happy. Good to see everybody out here, and I got my wife here with me too, so that's a good thing.
Thanks, Dad. And hello, Mom. Let's go Daryl Moon and Bill Kelly.
If you're retired, you have a lot of time on your hands. And so little things in life really matter. And after looking for 6 months for golf club grips that apparently were not being made any longer, I found some. So I'm in really good shape now. I'll probably be able to get new clubs soon.
Nice. That's awesome. You're gonna have to share with us what those are, Daryl. Those are hard to get grips. It's going to be hard to come to grips with when they wear out. Yeah.
They're wins, and very common, and they're dry tack.
That's what happens.
Dry tack wraps.
Okay.
That's what happens when you have wood shafts like Daryl does.
Let's go Bill Kelly and then Bruce Dockey.
I have $2 happy. One, it's good to see Alka here because Northbrook, for those of you who did not know, was our including spades with a $5,000 grant and $5,000 of district designated funds for our ACE 2 grant. It was huge. Thank you, the Northbrook Club, and Alka. Another $1 because last Friday I found the meeting incredibly restful.
Thank you, Bill. That was a lot of fun. Let's go Bruce Dockey and Holly Fath. Let's go Bruce, Holly, then Eileen. Yep. Oh, Bruce, you're muted. Bruce, you're muted. Sorry, man. You're muted.
I have $2 happy because this week my adorable grandson had his 2nd birthday.
Nice. Wonderful. Thank you. Who did I say was next?
I think me or Holly.
Go ahead, Holly, and then Eileen, and then Bob.
I have $20 happy because I wanted to thank the club for their patience with my spiritware order and my lack of technical skills. But we have 14 orders so far, and I think that's great participation. And I'm going to try to get this thing wrapped up by about the 3rd week of February. So get your orders in so I can proceed to the next phase of this ordering process. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for doing it. Let's go Bob Fleischer and then Gary Anderson. I love all these happy Rotarians. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Eileen. There's so many people I'm losing track. It's wonderful to see today.
Good.
Go ahead.
Eileen, go first. Ladies first.
Okay. I have $5 happy for Nancy and Bob Fleischer for their hard work in getting the distribution done for the adoptive family cards at the POC. Great job, and they're out there in not the best weather doing it. So thanks, guys. Very happy about that.
Our pleasure. So am I on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm walking through my family room yesterday, and The View, I don't normally watch The View, but The View was on, and Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota, was talking about COVID and a few other things. And as I'm leaving the room, she mentions leaders in Rotary. And I did a double take. I came back and I put the tape back, and she was talking about, that people should call their mayors and their Rotary leaders. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I think that's outstanding. And apparently she was talking about you specifically, Wes. But I mean, for somebody to mention Rotary is just such a thrill to hear on national television. Mm-hmm. And you can see it if you go to Google Amy Klobuchar, The View, and yesterday's date. It's right there, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Excellent. That's what I'm talking about.
So that's $5. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I'll make it $10. Okay.
That's what I'm talking. What a day today, huh?
What did I say?
Friday. We'll go Gary Anderson, we'll go Nancy, and then Julie.
I
Mine is not necessarily happy dollars, it's warning dollars. For any of you who live in Schaumburg and Hoffman Estates, my 15-year-old daughter got her permit yesterday. See us on the road with a small blonde-haired girl. I advise to turn and go in the other direction.
She can drive herself to soccer now, Gary. That may free up your time a little bit.
So nice. It'll be so nice.
Nice. Nancy Redmond.
I'm happy that I got to play pickleball yesterday for the first time in months. And
Nice.
Medina Park District was open and it was a good day.
Gene had quite a fist pump when that happened too. That's all.
Someday I'll get as good as you, maybe.
Did you play Jeff Miller?
Do you think you'll ever be as good as Jeff Miller, though?
No, that's a given.
All right. Any other happy dollars? I see Julie Clark.
Yeah, I'm happy. I was able to spend the weekend with my daughter and her family last weekend. So I got to see the grandbabies again, and that always makes me happy.
Nice. And I'll end it because I'm happy because my little baby Penny is at work with me today. Say hi, everyone. Thanks for being at work, Penny girl. All right. Thank you, guys. That was a lot of fun. I'm seeing no other waving hands at me. And Mary Jo Shepherd, go ahead. Excuse me, Mary Jo, and I see Jody as well. Sorry, guys. So you were on my next page. Go ahead. Mary Jo, you're muted.
Hey, I have 10 happy dollars. There's a lot that I'm happy for, but the number one thing is that my team is in the playoffs. So the Buffalo Bills are going to the playoffs. So quite happy about that.
Nice. That's easy to be happy for there. I wish I could say the same. All right. Jody Benjamin.
So I will follow the football theme, Mary Jo. I, as a season ticket holder, this week I had the chance to get exclusive tickets to the game on Sunday in Green Bay, and there were 6 of us that were going to go. We got our secret password so we could get exclusively in through Ticketmaster to do it. And unfortunately, the tickets sold out in 27 minutes, so we did not get any tickets. I will be watching the game at home, but it was still exciting to try and thinking I was that close to being at the game.
Well, I have something for you, a little scenario. My cousin is a bishop, and he's stationed in the cathedral right out in Sarasota, so he oversees like the Tampa area. And so he watches Tampa, but he grew up in Green Bay on a farm. And Frank has always been a Packers fan, always. He ends every mass with God bless the Packers. So my dad asked him, you want to come over and watch the game? The Tampa Bay versus Packers? And he's like, I don't think so, because you don't want to see me in that light. Nasty.
That's wonderful. And thank you to our happy Rotarians today. And thank you to Tom also, who put in the link to share happy dollars. And if you don't mind, really quick, we have our guest, Bill Protzman. Bill, I just want to test really quick to see if we can share. If you're using the app and you go down to the bottom of the screen and hit share, let's see what it does right now. Go ahead and give it a try.
Okay, so Wes, share is grayed out for me.
Are you using the desktop app or the through a browser?
I'm on the desktop app now.
Excellent. Glenn is sharing something with us. Thanks,
Hey,
Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn. That works.
See if I can kick Glenn off of doing this. Is that Glenn Shergott or Glenn Garlic? I can't tell.
It's not me, Wes.
I thought it was garlic.
Give me a second, guys. I have some technical difficulties here. I can't even find Glenn Shergott on here. Okay. And Bill, forgive me, guys. Bill, if you go to system preferences, if you go to security and privacy, a privacy tab highlighted on the right, and I want you to scroll down in the left window to where it says screen recording. To edit that box, you may have to click a padlock in the bottom left-hand side of that window. And worst case scenario, you can send it to either Tom or I, email whatever your content is to Tom or I, and we can share the screen because we can see you. But go to security and privacy, screen recording, select Cisco WebEx meetings as something that can share your screen.
You'll love this. It now says I have to restart.
That's totally Bill. That's exactly what it should say. Go ahead and get out of the meeting and then rejoin, and you'll have such privileges and no problem.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
And the rest of you have gotten an excellent display on why not to buy Mac products. That's just a dig on you, Wes. Just a dig.
Oh, my heart. Portfolio. Ouch. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but Wes, no, you're not alone in the battle. I'd never give up my Apple products.
Me neither.
I continue to be on their handwritten Christmas card list every year, and I'm not joking. All right, so I'm going to move into club business and announcements, and my thanks to the 40 other people on this call for enduring those technical difficulties with me. Club business and announcements. Are there anyone who has club business or announcements to talk about today? Pat Cronwald, go ahead. Julie Clark. Pat, you're muted. I'm sorry.
I think maybe I sound best when I'm muted, but you all all of the members should have received an email from me earlier this week launching Project Selection 2021. And I appreciate those who have responded with interest in being on the committee. That excites me. And I also want to encourage you to think about what the 2 or 3 top priorities for Project Selection should be this year, and get back to me with that, and we'll pull that together, and I'll do another email letting you know kind of where that's going. But I just want to keep that in front of everybody, because I really believe that together we come up with much better ideas than I will on my own. So thank you.
I think you're muted, Wes.
My apologies, and thank you for that, Pat. The budget question, sorry about not getting back to you on that. We'll talk offline about it. Go ahead, Julie Clark.
So, big surprise, everybody. The Classic's coming up. I knew you were going to be surprised. The reason I know you were going to be surprised is we don't have a lot of ticket sales yet, but I know they're coming. I know this is incredibly challenging this year. I realize that it's different to sell virtually than what we've ever had to do before. We have sold 47 tickets, but 30 of those are sponsor tickets. So I'm not great at math, but that leaves 17. So I did figure that much out. We've sold as a club. And in order for us to be successful, we're going to have to sell a few more. So I'm asking and begging for all of you to think about how to do this virtually. If you need help, please reach out to us. Somebody can help you figure out how the best approach will be, how to put it into social media, whatever that need may be for you. We're here to help you. So please reach out if you need additional help with that. Our sponsorships are coming along. We're about 50% of what we were last year. I'm excited and sad about that at the same time. I'm excited that we were able to get where we are so far. I'm really nervous that we're not going to get much further than we are. Please, if you have any contacts and you can help us at all, if it's not a direct contact with somebody that you know in a business or an organization in our communities that we serve. Lisa Crockett and I had a great conversation this morning. She is, as you all know, a Rotarian of our club and has been a huge supporter of our club for many years. So she has offered to help with getting sponsorships and donations from these organizations and businesses in our community. So please, if you don't have her contact information, reach out to either George or I, and we can pass that information along to her. And thank you, Lisa, for stepping in to do that. My last announcement on this is we are doing a silent auction, and I need anybody that has any experience with silent auction to please help us with this. We had identified somebody, but it's not going to work out this year, so I need to fill that spot really quickly. We already have some items, so we need to just get moving on how we're going to build that. So we do have a meeting on Tuesday from 11:30 to 12:30. Everybody is invited. Please come if you're interested, and we will share more information then. Thank you.
And Julie, I've been talking with Sarah and you guys. The actual event is going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun to watch. It really will be. I think everybody will enjoy themselves over that time. I know everybody's working hard in the background to get that so that it is a really good time. So, besides selling the what we're using the money for, it should be a really fun time on that night.
Thank you, Tom. Julie, can I ask you a question? You may not know the answer to this. You said that we are about 50% of where we were last year. Is that to say that 50% of where we were versus the total for last year, or versus the pace of where we're at right now? I think we're 7 weeks out from the Classic.
Yeah. Sorry about the background noise. I was speaking specifically to sponsorships. We're about 50% of our sponsorship level.
Thank you. Thank you to all those who have so far, and let's try and get more done. Thank you, guys.
Could I ask Julie a question?
Yep.
It's Eileen. Just a quick one. I might have missed it. I obviously missed it because I don't know. How much is it going to cost people to come to the event virtually?
If you buy a raffle ticket for $100, you will get a link to come. It's part of your raffle ticket. If you do not buy a raffle ticket, you have the option to spend $25 and get the link to come to our virtual event.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You guys, any other club business to discuss today? Furiously wave your hand at me, and I'm not seeing any. So we can move on to the Queen of Hearts. Tom, you ready to run the Queen of Hearts?
I think Nancy had something, and she's muted.
Nancy Redmond had something, Wes. Don't ignore Nancy Redmond.
Tomorrow, Bob Flesher, Don Miner, and myself are going to HEC to distribute more of our gift cards. If anybody wants to join us, we'll be there between 10 and 11. Y'all come.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, now I'll take over. It's that time again, everybody. The time, the moment you've been all waiting for. Carol Moon knows it. He's ready to roll. I am going to share my screen so that everyone can see the amazing, wonderful spinner. They're all in there. We have more people involved in this one than ever before. So before we do this, let me go ahead and shuffle. You can see that they are really shuffled. Look how that's shuffled. Are you guys ready? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Ready? Here we go. All right. And Gail, just so you know, this is your subscription one that won. Is Gail on here?
She is.
She's on here. All right, good. Let me give you the choices here. Can you see the choices? All of the different blank numbers. Give me your number and I'll chisel it away.
Is 4 available?
4 is available. Are you ready? Is that your choice?
That's my birthday.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Final answer.
Final answer. I'm coming. It's getting a lot easier every time, every week. This is getting easier.
Practice makes
And it's
perfect.
still freaking difficult. Easier. Oh, we've got a somewhat of a winner. We've got the Joker.
Oh.
A Joker. And if I recall from the directions that I read only once in my lifetime, I believe that's a winner. But Steve Lamp, you know the actual rules. What say you? Steve? Draw out of your mouth.
Joker is a winner.
It is a winner.
I
All
believe
right.
it's 5%. I believe it's 5%. But it is a winner.
All right, Gail.
Nice job. So once we figure all of this out, I will get all the calculations. I will confer with my previous treasurer who made up the rules, and make sure that you get all the money that's entitled to you minus my 10% finder's fee. So, that being said, guys, this week it's going to be about, it'll be smaller than it was before, but still very large. And I'll also include how many cards are left each week, thanks to Gail for that suggestion. So, sign up now, and you'll be signed up for next week. Rock on, everybody.
Hey, Tom. Hey, we finally got a winner this time around this year. This is great. All right. We are going to move on to our fine master, Mr. Alan Gabe.
What about him?
It's time for fine mastering, sir.
Okie dokie. So, since Tom just posted that the pot is $6,481, 5% of that is $324. Gail, congratulations. So, I never find people who win, but I'm going to ask for a contribution from you. How much would you like to contribute of your winnings of $324.05 that you won today?
I will give you $5.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. And how much will you give to the Rotary Club?
I'll give the Rotary Club $25.
Okay, so $25 to me and $25 to the Rotary Club, right? That's what you just said.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's what I heard. Okay, so we will do I have to tell you, the response this week to the Rotary question was phenomenal. And I really appreciate it. I'm sad that people like John Selke and Ed Haig did not respond. So if you did not respond, that's going to be $3 for it. Also, Barry, Isabel, I'm not going to fine you, but our condolences for going to work at Ted's firm. So if you did not bring a guest today, that'll be $2. So Ted and Nancy and Brian Berg, you all brought guests, so you don't have to pay that fine. So that'll be $2 if you did not bring a guest. If you are wearing the same Rotary Club attire that I am wearing today, you get a pass on all fines. And Pat Grunwald, she gets a pass today also because in response to my email about people missing me the last meeting, she's the only one who indicated that she did miss me. So since no one else missed me, I'm going to give Pat a pass. If you are not wearing any Rotary attire today, that'll be $2. If you did not reach out to a Rotarian this week for a non-Rotary matter, that'll be $2. We're talking about football, professional football. And of course, you're going to talk professional football. You have to talk about Notre Dame. So are there any Notre Dame fans in the group? Come on, it's a four-way test. Is it the truth? If you are a Notre Dame fan, you are going to pay $5 because they were put on probation for illegal recruiting. Gee, how did they get to the Final Four? I wonder. And their coach was fined. So we'll go past. Glenn Garlick, I saw you cheering my Notre Dame fine. However, you spelled my name wrong when you responded to the Fun and Frolic question.
I have a malfunction in my spell check in my computer. It's not my fault.
So, okay, so the original fine is $2, but then the other one for making an excuse that works it up to $5. So, Mary Sprout, where is Mary? Mary, I love the new look. Pigtails.
Very nice, Mary. I thought that too.
Oh, I did wash my
$2.
hair today. Here.
Oh, it's about time. You know, people sitting near you were the meeting last week were complaining. Bill Kelly, $2 for falling asleep at the meeting. If you did not order a shirt from Holly or the Spirit Squad, that'll be $2. Bob Fleischer, you are doing a great job bringing in guests each week. However, enough sucking up to our president, so you can pay another $2. Speaking of our president, Tom Ghosh, Wes is doing a great job. And just because he may have an affection for Mac, don't pick on poor little Wes. So that'll be $2 for dissing our president.
I will stop bullying.
Okay, so I want to go to some of the songs. And as I said, we had some great responses. Gene Schlinkman is doing the buzz today, and I will forward all the responses to her so you can see all of them. We had a couple patriotic ones. Ted Gross, his favorite song is Stars and Stripes Forever. When he hears it, it always makes me happy and proud to be an American. We also have, this is kind of a patriotic song. This is from Mary Sprout. Her patriotic song is Bello Ciao. That's good. That's the Italian song in the Netflix series Money Heist, which means goodbye, beautiful. If you've never seen Money Heist, see it. It's a great show. So that's a great answer, Mary, and that'll be $2. For Brady, we all love you, Jim, but you can't count. I said, what's your favorite song? And Jim comes back with, I actually have 3 favorite songs. You can't have 3 favorites. You have 1 favorite.
It depends on my mood.
Oh, your mood's going to cost you $2.
Yes, sure.
Okay. So we also had a lot of nostalgia. We had Rosemary, whose favorite song is "You're My Sunshine," and the reason it's her favorite song, she sang it to her girls as she tucked them into bed every night, and she played it at her daughter's wedding.
Oh.
Mike Erickson, as we all know, is a romantic, and this kind of blew me away. His favorite song was "We've Only Just Begun." And he played that with Cheryl at their wedding. And he said that an exchange student sang that to him at a conference, sang it to Cheryl at a conference, and Mike accompanied her on a piano. So that was nice. So Mike, that'll be $2 for being the last one. Glenn Jurga, he also was being very romantic. Glenn, song is "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You." And he said that was the song for he and Joyce. For those of you who don't know, Joyce is his wife. I thought that was really good. Heather, I really thought this was an interesting, her response was, I think my favorite song would have to be "Baker Street" by Gary Rafferty. I like it because a lost soul searching for authenticity in one of my favorite places, London. And at the end, he finds himself. And then she does a PS, plus it's got a sweet, sweet saxophone riff. Nice answer, Heather. I'd like to go on and on and on about it, but I just want to point out, Nanette, her song was "Happy" because she likes being happy. Every time she hears it, she sings and smiles and dances. We have a lot of movement. Don Miner, Bob Seger, one of my favorites, not my number 1 favorite, but one of my favorites is "Old Time Rock and Roll." I know John Selke loves this song too. Don Miner says it makes me bounce all over. And Steve Lamp, his favorite song, What I Think About You. And he says this is one of the few songs that he dances with his wife, Mary Pat. So Mary Pat called me and said she never wants to hear that song because it forces her to dance with Steve. So sorry about that. So that'll be $2, Steve. Jody wants to go back in time. I don't know where she wants to go, but she says then you can live things like over. Bill Kelly wants to be a simple man. Tom Ghosh, and of course, all of us who know and love Tom Ghosh are not surprised by this rock and roll favorite, Louie Louie. Tom wants to give us the translation of what's really being sung in that song. So that'll be $2. So if I mention your name, you're going to have to pay a fine. So we're going to go to Vince, whose favorite song was Cecilia. And I wasn't quite sure. It was about her sleeping with somebody else. She goes out of bed. She's in bed with somebody else. But at the end, they're back together. So it all worked out at the end. That didn't make any sense to me, Vince. So that'll be $2. Dom Ray, of course, gave a response, but didn't give a reason. So for not giving a reason, it's $2. Nancy's was very heartwarming. Hers was, to no surprise to any of us who know and love Nancy, was The Gambler. The reason she said was because it reminded her of her sweetheart, for past husband. Our past district governor, past president, he wasn't district governor, was he? No. He was district governor. See, I'm losing it. Past district governor. So that's all I have for all of you today. If you have not paid, if you did not buy a raffle ticket, excuse me, if you did not turn in classic tickets, that'll be $2. And if you didn't pay a fine today, you're lying. So that'll be $5 for anybody who says they didn't put in any fines today. So that's all I have. Your Highness, Wesley Crockett, it's back to you.
Thank you, Alan.
Nice job, Alan.
That was a lot of fun. It makes me wonder, Alan, if you planned the music question today based on our speaker, because it is incredibly poignant. I will pass it over now to our Director of Club Service, Bob Fleischer, to introduce our speaker today.
Well, I want you all to know that Bill did call me up earlier and told me to make all these comments today. So all the fines were because of our guest speaker.
Bill Protzman, forgive Al and Gabe for all of his comments, okay? Anyway, so Bill's going to talk to us today about music for resilience, okay? And I'm happy to see him here. I'm trying to see him. I don't see him on the screen, but your time to go. Take care of it, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Bill, just a second. Your audio. I got a problem with your audio, Bill. You're unmuted, yet I can't hear you. And I just muted you, so go ahead and unmute yourself. There you go. No audio right now, Bill. Unfortunately, I had you earlier too. Let's make sure that thing's plugged right in. And sounds like you can hear us, but we can't hear you. Yep. So I can see your screen. Yep, it's sharing. Looks good, but we still cannot yet hear you. Oh, I did hear you, but it was really low there. I heard you for like a split second, but the volume was very low. To stop sharing, if you wish, Bill, put your mouse up to the top of the screen. A orange thing will drop down and you hit stop sharing. Sorry, Bill, this is weird. We just had you just a little bit earlier. If you go down to the bottom.
While you're talking, Wes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Bill, at the bottom of your screen, if you go to next to mute, there's a little arrow button. If you click that arrow button next to mute, it will give you different options for what microphone you are using. Let's just ensure that it says use system setting or select the actual device.
Oh, is this any better?
Yes, sir. There we go.
Ding,
ding, ding.
Hey. Ding, ding. Hello. Okay.
Excellent.
Wow. Okay, so we did it. We did that. So what I wanted to say,
Go ahead.
Alan, how much do I owe for this?
Because you've given such a great program today, so far you get a pass.
Thank you. You're a dangerous man, my friend. Bob, thank you for the introduction. And Wes, Mr. President, distinguished Rotarians. And that's about as formal as we're going to get today. I'm so glad to be here. It's kind of a gray, cold day in San Diego, California, in the lower left corner of this crazy country that we live in. And I know for you guys, 60 is probably pretty warm, but happy to be here. Midwesterner at heart. Thank you, Tom, for inviting me. Tom Ghosh, who I can't see right now on the screen, can't see a lot of you on the screen, invited me to this. This is probably somewhere in the hundreds of Rotary clubs that I've been pleased to speak for, and it's such an honor to be here with you today. I know I've got 30 minutes, and my clock says it's the top of the hour. Are we time synced on that? Thank you, Wes. It's all good. Okay, now I'm going to try sharing again, but when I do, I just sort of want to make sure that you can still hear me once the share's in place. So bear with us one more time as we try this. And can you all still hear me? Thumbs up from anyone? Yeah, thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. And let me just put this up here so it looks like we're doing something together. And having said that, this is about resilience in music. I have a question for you. Are you having the time of your life? It's kind of a yes or no question. And I know for many, 2020 was that door slammed in the face, but for a lot of us, 2020 was an invitation. How'd it feel for you? And what was the difference? I think for those of us who felt it was an invitation, there's one simple practice that made all the difference. And it's a practice called resilience. If there ever was a year that needed resilience, it was like 2020, right? It turned everything upside down. And in that same spirit, or maybe because it just feels familiar now, I'm going to turn this speech upside down too. So no pitch or some dry educational slide deck. All I want to offer you are a few short videos and a couple of reminders. Let's start by introducing you to some people who know something about music and resilience. And then I'll invite you to learn a very short resilience practice so you'll have some immediately actionable takeaways. And after that, I want to make sure we have time for questions and answers. It's a big group, but we can do that. It'll work. And let's start with a love story. Good stories start at the heart brain, don't they? Right here. The head brain follows along, but good stories connect us emotionally as well as mentally, like good movies. Better stories also connect us more soulfully to things like inspiration and hope. And the best stories, they connect to all four aspects of us: the head, the heart, the soul, and the body. So, like we used to do at the movies, remember that? I want to invite you to pause your strategic mind for a few minutes and really dial in on the heart. To get there, try these two simple ways of being heartfully present. Put your hand over your heart like you're going to salute the flag, and see if you can feel your heartbeat. Can you feel it? And just keep your hand where it is, and then start to feel the rhythm of your breath. Breathe in 4 counts, breathe out 4 counts. Can you feel it? So now you're ready for this love story. One of the few times I ever saw my dad cry.
I don't know.
Hello? We still together?
We're together, but
We're good?
if there's supposed to be something besides black on your screen,
No,
we don't see it.
That's intentional, you guys. I'm keeping you focused.
Just making sure.
Yep,
we're good.
Thanks for asking. I love it. This is so awesome. You're right in there. The head brain wants to see something, but I'm going to go to the heart. So, one of the few times I ever saw my dad cry was at a recital I gave years ago. Mom and Dad came to as many of them as they could, of course, and this evening had a medley of love songs on the program. One of them, from the musical The Music Man, meant a great deal to Mom and Dad. They used to sing duets from The Music Man, and I remember in childhood them driving and singing in the car. But the song I played that night is a love song. Now, Dad had a lot of sadness in his life. His mom passed away when he was a teenager. His dad remarried, but then took his own life shortly after my parents were married. And then eventually my dad lost his step-parents. And then about 2 years after the evening when this story happened, Dad would hold Mom's hand as she took her last in-breath and gave him her last out breath. Dad told me and my sister that my mom's last breath sounded like a single note. I don't know if Mom and Dad were aware of their health issues that night because they kept such things pretty private, even from their kids. Dad had heard me play this song probably hundreds of times before, but I don't think it ever made him cry. But that night after I played and I looked over at my parents after the bows, there he was with big tears on his face, applauding right along with everyone else. That song, which has been covered by so many bands, including the Beatles, is Till There Was You. And if everything works right, we're going to actually hear it, or a little bit of it. Let's see if this will play. Give me a thumbs up if you know this song, if you've heard it before. Yeah, some of us know, and there's a lot of musical people like on the list here today who probably know. But let me just put it in your ears for just maybe 10 or 20 seconds. You've probably guessed that Dad isn't the only one who responds to music this way. I love the stories about the couples who have a song from their wedding that's their favorite. And I was especially taken by the one who was like, don't ever play that song again. I don't want to dance it. But here's how Paris, France, responded when the roof of Notre Dame caught on fire. Give it a second, it'll load and play for us. Listen carefully. Do you hear the singing? It's really rough video, you guys. But it's the best one I could find that showed the fire and had the sound of people singing too. And check this out. Here's how Wolf Blitzer covered The Power of Music.
Scene of hope in Haiti's devastated capital. Take a closer look at this.
Watch this one. Pretty crazy, right? And that's just a couple of days after that earthquake pretty much leveled Port-au-Prince. Finally, I want to play a clip for you from the first New Orleans Second Line Parade. Parse that one, right? But this is the parade that happened a few months after Hurricane Katrina, and they caught some of it on video. The video's rough, but I want you to see like this crowd and what they're doing. So what's going on here? Is this like a natural human response to disaster? But why the music? Were any of you in the COVID howls that happened? Remember those? Where people would just sort of lean out their windows at night and just scream. Do you remember that? My daughter was in one of those. Or did you listen to someone singing from their front porch for the neighborhood or playing an instrument on their balcony? I'm really curious about things like that. Like, why is it that when everything else fails, we human beings use music? I think the self-evident fact here is that we're hardwired that way. And research over the last 30 years or so supports the power of music, especially when there's a big reason, a big purpose to use it. So let's talk about that, because resilience is a pretty big purpose. My job, well, it's too much fun to be a job, really, is to help people build practices that amp up their soft skills like resilience, compassion, empathy, self-awareness, trust, authenticity, all those buzzwords we like to use to show how we can care, but don't necessarily have consistent, powerful process-based practices around them. So let's see how this works with resilience. What's your music for resilience? To answer that, we've got to take a close look at the various emotional components of resilience. Why emotion? Because with music, they're easy to connect to a practice. So we can choose to be resilient or claim that we are resilient, but to actually do resilience well requires that we fully engage every aspect of us, body, thought, feeling, and everything else, which I sweep into a big basket I just call spiritual. So that's inspiration and connectivity and the sublime and the inspirational activities that sort of feed us from the inside. Now, research recently shows that music is really good at that full engagement. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And with a purpose like resilience, the right music for you can completely empower your ability to be resilient. That's the most essential part of a reliable resilience practice, don't you think? Before we go any further on this, I want to bring up what's called the Plutchik wheel of emotions. It's a pretty simple way, it's not comprehensive, but it's a pretty simple way of being able to grab into a theory of emotions that works. And it was put together by a psychologist named Robert Plutchik. It's easy to use. There are various emotional states arranged around the wheel and color-coded. You see how the various emotional states sort of transform and blend as you progress around the wheel, either clockwise or counterclockwise. Doesn't make a difference. So what are some of the emotions in resilience for you? Let's use the chat and just start typing in there. I'm going to stop the screen share so I can interact with you a little bit more easily. And I'll look for your responses in the chat. So where is the chat? Stand by, you guys. Okay, I've got it. So I can see the chat now. So for you, what kind of emotions flow into resilience? Just type away. We've got joy, we've got sadness. Thank you, Rosemary. And yes, opposite emotions, right? Right off the bat. Others? Does anybody feel that having to be resilient is sometimes triggered by something that's not nice? Like grief. Thank you, Jean. Uplifted. I like this. There's a component of resilience that is all about overcoming, but there's also, like Holly just said, there's that component of fear. Like, this is pretty bad. What do I do? What I want you to notice is the variety of those emotions sort of extends all the way around the wheel, doesn't it? I'll bring the wheel back so you can see how that looks. Now that you've gotten a few of them out there. And you know what? Resilience does feel different for all of us. It's some of us experience more of what we might call the negative emotions than the positive ones. But resilience itself is sort of a practice of moving from the negative emotions toward the more positive ones. Would you agree? So moving from fear to something else, moving from rage to something else, moving from grief to something else, and purposefully wanting to do that is resilience, right? Pretty straightforward. So there's no right way to do this, of course, because there's what, 88 billion of us, 8 billion plus of us now. And all of us deal with resilience in slightly different ways. And that's because we all feel it in a slightly different way. So right about now, your strategic mind is saying, so what's my way of being resilient? Don't worry, we're going to get there. But let's ask the question slightly differently now. What music do you love that connects you with all the emotions you feel in resilience? Fear, sadness, determination, joy. What would that be? And I'll stop the share so I can see the chat again. What music connects you to all of those emotions that you feel, you particularly? Got to be reggae. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I can resonate for that. Rock and pounding, powerful rock, right? Something that gets you energized, upregulated, right? To move. Gary says country. Yeah, I know. I get the country thing. Yeah, Mozart. Yes. See, you see the variety here? It's pretty amazing when you start to think about it. Rush. Yes. Oh my gosh. Hymns, of course. Amazing Grace. Heard that the other day. Zydeco. That's an amazing one. I love New Orleans Southern music. It's so incredible. And yeah, you know what? It does depend on the day and the circumstances. It really does. It really does. Prog rock. Yep. Easy listening. Ah, yes. We got some good stuff. Roll over Beethoven. Beautiful, you guys. So this is working. This is working. This is good stuff. And I really love it. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the share because I know how much you like to look at that empty screen, right? That's on purpose. It's kind of like a focus tool. Now, here's the big question. How can we use this? What's the practice? It's really simple. And to do a music-based resilience practice perfectly every time, all you need to do is to use the 2 basic MusiCare principles. What are they? Good question. They're self-evident. Although they're self-evident, backed by thousands of years of what science calls anecdotal evidence, and more recently supported by clinical research in fields like music therapy and neuroscience, people like you and me often need a reminder to use them. Natural disasters are a great reminder, of course, but why not have a practice or 2 in place, ready to deploy when you need it? So here are the 2 basic MusiCare principles. First, choose music you love. And second, listen on purpose. They're easy to remember. And they're also the entire resilience practice, or any soft skills practice, actually. Choose music you love. Listen on purpose. So now that you've picked a song that you love for resilience, it's time to listen on purpose. What's the purpose? Enliven your resilience. That is, get yourself ready to be resilient. How do you listen? You bring your entire focus to listening to that resilient song that you love. Why? The research shows that when we bring our full presence to music, everything changes for good. Here's the magic. It doesn't have to be all the same song. Let's try it right now. For the next 30 seconds or so, let the song you've chosen for resilience play in your imagination. You ready? Go. Let it play. How's it going? This might not be as easy as it is once you've practiced it, but a little practice, you'll be able to imagine and bring a song to mind. Oh, right on. Wesley says I'm jamming over here. I love it. Now let's feed the strategic brain for a second. The science indicates that after this little exercise, you are now more fully resilient than you were 30 seconds ago. Try it in real life. That's really the entire practice right there. And here's a few neuroscience tidbits for your head brain to support the conviction in your heart brain. You don't have to write these down. You can go look them up. They're all out there. This one's really cool because we respond the same way to music we imagine as we do to music we actually hear. And after about 16 practice sessions, that is listening to your resilience music with intent and full presence, our head brain starts to rewire new neural pathways around that purpose, that resilience that we've chosen. And this is really compelling. Once those new neural pathways are in place, you can trigger them instantly with the music you love for resilience. That's where the practice pays off. And our systems respond instantly to music, as you all know. Is that compelling? Let's all do more of that. There's so many other benefits, too, to choosing music you love and listening on purpose. Evidence shows that our bodies heal faster on music and need less pain medication. Everybody knows that we can be less stressed with music. But did you know that people with advanced memory issues and no kind of normal affect come alive when they're listening to music? You can see the movie Alive Inside. Many scenes of that thing happening. You can use music to resolve conflicts. Conflicts become connections, and anger and fear dissipate. The people in Paris and Port-au-Prince and New Orleans, they didn't have to know any of the science. They were just doing what human beings have done for millennia. But imagine what could happen if we, today, fully engage in a music-informed resilience practice. Imagine that. Well, actually, you don't have to. You just do the practice. Choose music you love and listen on purpose. And this works with healthcare and emotional care and mental care and spiritual care and exercise and big emotions and deep thought. And play a click track like a drum track before a business meeting. Everybody will entrain around the rhythm and the beat, just in the background. Prepare yourself with music before a tough conversation with your family or significant other or a business person. Listen before or after a significant event. You can choose music you love and listen on purpose around just about anything that is a purposeful task for you. So I'd like to stop there for maybe 5 minutes and take some questions. And if we could do that in the chat, I think that's probably the easiest way. And I could just grab them and respond to them. If you want to
just so everyone knows who is trying to unmute themselves, I locked the unmute button because we kept having people come off of mute and interrupt a little bit. So I locked everyone's mute button, which I can undo. I mean, if you're good, just let you know.
If you're good. If you want to talk, then let us know in the chat and we'll unmute you. So questions. And then I'll do a quick wrap up at the end so we get out of here on time.
Bill, this is Bob Fleischer. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. So I have two favorite songs, actually, and they're just quite a dichotomy, quite opposite ends of the spectrum. My favorite song is Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk. Okay?
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Okay. Now my other favorite song is Hallelujah. Could there be two songs more different, putting you in totally different mindsets? Okay. But that's what my life seems to be.
That's beautiful, Bob. And I love that you can identify that clearly with the distinctive emotional content of both of them. You know, and you just know that that's so. Now you've got two songs you can use for whatever purpose. And
Is
your
that
purpose.
Bob's bipolar?
No, it means that he is non-linear and non-binary. How about that?
How about that, Alan?
There's a lot of nons that we know. That's for sure.
You know, music has this great sort of overarching, I'm going to use the word rainbow of color. It's not just blue and not just red. It's like all of it together makes the thing music work.
Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
Bill, I'm starting to recognize that that the feeling that I have when I attend a live concert and I'm screaming all the songs at the top of my lungs along with all the other people next to me doing the same thing, that it is very much exactly like that which you described earlier. It puts you in a different state and it almost feels meditative.
Absolutely.
I mean, is that kind of the same thing, you think?
It is exactly the same. And what my job is to encourage and advocate for active use of that, like on a personal level. I miss concerts, man, for the same reason. But we can still use it, you know, individually or in teams or actually on a Zoom or WebEx like this, where, I don't know, we've got more than 40 people here. We're all doing this music care thing together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it really works.
And Bill, you don't want this group to sing. Thank God it's nobody's birthday today. Thank goodness.
Something I'd like to share with you, though.
Please.
My name's Eileen. I made my life in sales, and one of my favorite albums was always the themes from Rocky, and I kept it in the car. And and I'm going back, guys, when I would tape in, but before I was going into a really big call, and if I wasn't feeling really up for it, I'd pop that on and I'd be playing the theme to Rocky on my way to the sales call. And it works. Telling you guys, it works.
It's amazing that it works. And it's so simple, right?
Yeah, I mean, and who knew?
I think Tom Bosch was wrong. I think we should sing Happy Birthday because that's George Stephanopoulos' favorite song when we sing Happy Birthday. So it's got to be somebody's birthday today. So everybody unmute yourself and let's show Bill how our Rotary Club has this wonderful way of singing Happy Birthday. Is everybody ready?
Ready.
Happy birthday to
Happy.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Dear whoever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. Yeah,
Bill, it was a pleasure knowing you. I really appreciate the short time we've known each other. I'm sure we'll not see each other again.
That's all great, guys. Thanks. We haven't done that in ages. That was great.
Okay, you've inspired me. I was going to end in a different way, but I think I'm going to choose a different ending for this because I just can't wait to hear all of you sing again. So, Wesley, go ahead, unmute everybody, and I'll close with a short story that sort of puts this all into perspective as a practice, okay? So, about a week after I came back to San Diego from visiting my dad in the hospital in Idaho, I was teaching the normal Monday morning music class at an East Village, that's a neighborhood in San Diego, kind of a slummy one, an East Village not-for-profit that serves homeless people in transition. So around the table that day were a bunch of homeless people who were working hard to not be homeless anymore. Dad was in the process of transitioning too. He had cancer, and even though it had been in remission for more than a year, it returned aggressively, and our family knew it was only a matter of time before Dad left us. My daughter, sister, and niece stayed on to be with Dad. That morning's music class was alive. We started with the music of our breath and heartbeat, just like as we did today. And then we worked on up to bilateral stimulation, where you do the crossover of the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And things got really rocking. It was upregulated. And one of the clients, a beautiful black woman who just realized her dream of joining a choir for the first time in a long time, spontaneously began to sing that call and response, Amen. And because we were all in the moment with her, we all responded. So she sang, Amen, and everybody we just spontaneously sang, Amen, and she sang, Amen, and we all sang, Amen. And just at that moment, no kidding, that moment, as it often does, my cell phone lit up. Text messages, voice messages. I couldn't stop the class. But when it was all over, I learned what was going on. My family was letting me know that Dad had passed on. None of the clients had any knowledge of what was going on with my dad, of course. But right there, almost to the moment, music came to mind me. In that beautiful moment of transition, music came to lift all of us up, to raise all of us above being unhoused or being orphaned, being alone. And that isn't isolated. Things like that have happened to me so many times throughout my life. It's like the purposeful practice of music opens the way for the powerful miracle of music. Let's relive that moment together right now. Put your feet on this beautiful earth. Stand up. Standing up is important. You can still see me, right? Right. And let's respond to this invitation that music has for us. I'm going to sing the amen and you're going to respond. And I'll just lead you through the whole thing, okay? You ready? Here we go. Amen. And you sing. Amen. Good. Now sing. Amen. And you sing. Amen. And a high one. Amen. Big breath. Amen. And here we go together. Amen. 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 Thank you all so much. Many blessings. Stay safe and well. And enjoy your new music practice.
Bill Protzman, everyone. That was a lot of fun. A lot of damn fun.
So Bill, mine will be only $5. Thank you.
I would have expected nothing less, Alan.
San Diego's only 60 and you guys are freezing.
Thank you certainly to Bill Protzman. That was a lot of fun. And thank you to everyone for joining our meeting today and singing along with us. If you don't mind, could I ask Alan Gage, since I see you front and center on my screen, if you wouldn't mind, sir, leading us in the four-way test of the things that we think, say, and do.
It would be my honor, Your Highness. First,
is it true? The truth.
Is it
fair and all concerned?
Build goodwill and better
friendships.
Will be
beneficial to all concerned.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week, just like every week, let's show everyone around you that Rotary opens opportunities. Thank you very much.
Nice job, Wes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Wes.
Everybody be safe and healthy.
Great meeting, guys.
Good meeting. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Thank you to all of our guests for joining us today. And Sosie, it's wonderful to see you.
Thanks for having me. This has been the most fun weekend I've been in all year.
Yeah, one Isabella, thank you. That's great. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having me.
All right. See you guys. Gary Anderson, I got a check for you. I'm going to try and bring it to you next week.
Okay.
Cool. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Hi, Vince. You're muted, Vince.
Oh.
Bye, Mom.
I'm ending the meeting, guys.
All right. See you, Tom.
All right, everybody take care. Glenn, we're having a, are we?
Yes, we are.